Hi. So, firstly, I'm going to try and explain Harry Potter in a nutshell, okay? Because even though most people have read the books or they have seen the films, a lot of people actually don't really know what happens in it. And I bet there's some of you, you don't know what happens in it. You know there's Harry Potter, you know it's something about magic, but you don't exactly know what's happening. So really quickly, I'm going to try my best to explain Harry Potter in a nutshell. Let me take this off. So the book that we are going to use as a stimulus for our writing is the first in a series of 7 books. It's called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Obviously, I've just got 2 versions here. Different illustrations on the front, exactly the same story. Right, there are 2 worlds. There's our world, which is called the Muggle world. We are non-magical people. We are called Muggles. And then there's this whole other world, this magical world. And when children are 11 years old, if you are, I don't know how they choose really, but you are chosen when you are 11, when you're going to secondary school, you are sent a very important letter from Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and it is delivered by owl post. Okay, so you'd never know if you're going to get it. So maybe your letters are still, you could still get them. You're not 11, you're not starting secondary school. You never know, your letters might still come. And you get to go to Hogwarts School, which is an amazing place. It's like a boarding school, but it's a really happy, fun, magical place where people learn to be good witches and wizards. Now, witches and wizards, you might think, oh, they're bad people, but they're not. They're generally just good people, and they just live in this magical world. So, going back to Harry. Now, Harry is an orphan. Harry, that means his mum and dad have died. So when Harry was a tiny little baby, unfortunately, one of the wizards did turn a little bit naughty, and his name is Voldemort, and he wanted to be the most powerful wizard in the world, and he went to black magic and dangerous magic, and people obviously tried to stop him from doing that. And in the end, unfortunately, Harry's mum and dad did die, and he tried to kill Harry, but he didn't. But some of the magic went across his head, and Harry has a lightning scar shape across his forehead. And when people see him, they know that it's the famous Harry Potter. But when Harry's mum and dad died, he had to go and live with his aunt and uncle and his cousin. They don't treat him very nicely. He has to sleep in a cupboard under the stairs. He doesn't have his own bedroom. He doesn't get treats. He doesn't get spoilt. He doesn't celebrate his birthday. They're really, really horrible to him. However, on his 11th birthday, guess what starts coming into his house? He starts getting post from Hogwarts to say that he has got a place. So in the end, Harry ends up going to Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, where he makes lots of lovely friends. However, that would be a boring book if that was just a story. He makes friends and he has a lovely time at school, which he does. But he goes on lots of adventures and lots of crazy things happen to him. And Voldemort tries to come back. I'm not going to give any spoilers, okay? I'm not going to give any spoilers. But he has to try and battle this evil wizard, okay? So that's all I'm going to say. It's full of funny things and happy things and sad things and crazy things and dangerous things, and it's just a really, really, really good series. So if you have got your hands on the book, whichever story, okay, whichever version, obviously you can sit and read them. If you have access to the film, definitely watch the film if you can. Usually the books are a bit better. I find that the books give a lot more detail than the movies, but the movies are really, really, really good for, your imagination and helping you with your writing. Okay, in today's lesson, you are going to see, as you go through the slides, you are going to pretend that you have received your special letter. There's a special train that takes every child to Hogwarts every year in September to school. So you're going to pretend that you have your ticket, your special ticket for the train. Okay, platform 9 3/4 is where we have to leave from, which is a bit weird because there isn't such a thing as platform 9 3/4, but in a bit when I read the extract you will find out. where exactly 9 3/4 is, and you're going to watch a little video clip as well. So in today's lesson, you are going to plan your work today. But as you go through the PowerPoint a little bit more, it will all start to make sense. So you're going to pretend that you are at King's Cross Station in London, which is where everyone has to meet to catch the train. You're going to have to run through the magical wall. So how do you feel running through that wall? And then when you come out the other side, you are going to be on the magical platform 9 3/4, ready to start your very first year at Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. So have a look through the lesson presentation. I'm also going to come back again where I'm going to read the extract, so the little part of the book where they're explaining platform 9 3/4, and you might want to like magpie some of the sentences. You might think, oh, that's a good one, I'm gonna pinch that for my story. Okay, so have a look at the lesson presentation, and you'll hear from me again in a little bit.